Good morning, Commissioners. I am pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you again today. On Tuesday, my fellow Pastafarian, Tommy Reistle of Coatesville, and I addressed you to request that our religion be granted equal display rights on public property outside the courthouse here in Westchester. In the last 48 hours, many people have weighed in on this issue. I've heard from thousands of Pastafarians around the world and locally in support of putting up the Pastafarian holiday tree. Many Chester County Pastafarians who hope to be here are not able to be here due to the short notice and the fact that they have work today. I know that you, Commissioner Farrell, have received multiple emails voicing support for this cause from both Chester County residents and citizens nationwide. In our Book of Solipsy, verse 72, we are commanded to be active in your government and to stand against those things which are unfair and which make no sense. These faithful Pastafarians are following our Lord's command. As I have explained before, my belief in this flying spaghetti monster is very important to me. He teaches tolerance of those who do not share my beliefs. In fact, this tolerance and acceptance is enshrined in our commandments. In the Loose Canon, Book of ProvHerbs, chapter 3, verses 32 and 33, it is written, "Love thy neighbor as thyself, and share pasta and rum drinks galore. For in the eyes of his noodlitude, we are all one. Let us love, not in words and speech, but in pasta and wine." And in the Book of Solipsy, verse 8, it says, "Begrudge not unto anyone the chosen spirituality, that they find helpful unto them." I want to be clear that I am fully in support of all religions who wish to exercise their First Amendment rights in what should be a free speech zone. I welcome my Christian and Jewish friends and neighbors to erect their displays. If my Hindu, Buddhist, Taoist, Muslim, pagan, Persian, or African American friends wish to erect displays to honor their seasonal winter holidays of Diwali, Pancha Ganapati, Bodhi Day, Al-Hijra, the winter solstice, Yalda, or Kwanzaa, I would speak up in support of them too. It is time that we all work together to find common ground, not to select our own personal beliefs, or even the most popular ones, and elevate them above the rest. As Thomas Jefferson so wisely said, "If the freedom of religion guaranteed to us in theory can ever rise in practice under the overbearing inquisition of public opinion, then and only then will truth prevail over fanaticism." I ask you to nullify Resolution 5810 and allow equal representation of all faiths on the grounds of the Chester County Courthouse. I am committed to seeing this happen, and I will pursue whatever process is needed to bring religious equality to Chester County. Thank you for your time.
For the record, will you state your name and municipality you're from?
Tracy McPherson, and I'm from Thornbury Township.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Sako. I'm from Phoenixville. I wasn't really prepared to make a comment today, but there was something that Commissioner Costello said to Tracy earlier before the meeting started that really struck me, and that was, your actions have created more, visibility for a commissioners meeting than I've ever seen before.
If you'd like, I could repeat it.
Sure, yeah, you can repeat it.
I think I said to Ms. McPherson something along the lines of that I don't think that anyone has viewed online any portion of a county meeting as much as the number of views that were on YouTube for her speech on Tuesday.
Great, great. About the same thing. More visibility, Commissioner.
I might have said it in more striking terms than I did just now, but either way.
Great. I appreciate your clarification. But what's interesting about that statement is I was in a commissioners meeting one time before in Lancaster County where a very similar statement was made. And that was made concerning the protection of LGBT people in their Human Relations Commission as a protected class. There were 300 people there, demanding they be a protected class. And unfortunately, what happened is Lancaster County decided not to protect them as a class of citizens. My hope today is, that's why I'm here, is for the same reason. Please stand on the right side of history today and, protect everyone's rights. and equality in this issue. Thank you.
I mean, I just want to emphasize, I don't stand in judgment of people's beliefs, whether they believe in a god, multiple gods, spaghetti, lasagna, apple juice, whatever you want to believe in is fine by me. I don't personally judge anyone. I would mention, though, I think it's important, there are front lawns all across this county, and if people want to put a plate of spaghetti or lasagna or whatever else you want to worship, there's nothing this government can do to prevent you from doing that. And I think it becomes very unwieldy if we start dealing with first come, first serve, or any other number of ways we would have to, frankly, ad hoc legislate proposals that came before us for what should or shouldn't go on the courthouse lawn. Whereas right now we have a resolution that has been affirmed or that it was resulted from a Supreme Court decision which upheld the constitutionality of it as not violative of the Establishment Clause, and we should just follow it. I think for the most part this board is focused on the budget, making sure we deliver human services in an effective fashion, making sure that any number of services that we provide, from emergency services to human services to parks and facilities and libraries, I mean, that's what our job is. And if people want to come and exercise their First Amendment rights during public comment to have us revisit a resolution relating to the courthouse steps, they're perfectly free to do that. And we will listen every year because I think that that's our job. But I think the moment that we start getting into what should or shouldn't go there, or maybe revisit this policy, whether you want to deem it to be courageous to overturn that resolution or not, I just think that that's not really where our focus should be. I think we have something in place, and we should proceed as is, which means I wouldn't second Ms. Cazone's motion.
I would further note that I did receive about 50 emails and phone calls from people who advocated on behalf of the Pastafarians or the Tree of Knowledge. I will also note that only a handful of those emails and phone calls were actually from citizens who lived in Chester County. I did receive a call from someone in England, and I'm amazed that the blast emails that were obviously sent out did result in about 50 emails in a day's span of time. However, that was nothing in comparison to the email flood that we received last year. So I agree that we have something in place. The operative clause of the resolution says, whereas the Chester County Commissioners desire for the county to own, erect, and maintain its own seasonal holiday displays to celebrate the traditions of the holidays, honor this nation's traditions of liberty and freedom, and the men and women of our armed forces who protect and defend these traditions, celebrate peace, and foster and promote commerce. Now therefore be it resolved by the Chester County Commissioners that any and all prior policies, whether written or otherwise authorized, relating to private, unattended winter holiday season displays on the Chester County Historic Courthouse property are hereby revoked and rescinded. Upon execution of this resolution, the county will acquire such holiday decorations and displays and erect and maintain such decorations and displays as it terms appropriate on the grounds of the Chester County Historic Courthouse, consistent with and otherwise constitutionally permitted by applicable law. So that is what we have done. This was decided November 18th, 2010, and in agreement with Commissioner Costello, I'm not sure why we stray from what has been constitutionally determined to wander off into a thicket that may end up being judged unconstitutional. So is there any further comment?
I do understand that as a private display that it's constitutional, and I'm not, suggesting that it isn't. I simply happen to personally believe that for public property, it should either be an open policy or we should have nothing at all. I mean, that's what I believe, and that's what I'd like to see us do.
Any further comment? Okay, hearing no second, we'll move on. The motion dies for lack of a second. Move on to old business, bid awards. The Department of Procurement and General Services recommends the Board of Commissioners